You're in the baby business now.
I am.
And
she's actually producing our next record. It's crazy.
Is,
Took that from
Executive producer, yeah.
That's really all you need.
Yeah.
Freedom!
Yeah. No, she's
Got some producer points on the old album.
It's amazing, man. It's been a pretty awesome life change, and just a new pace, new perspective, and
how old is she now?
So excited.
She's, like
she's 5 months.
5 months, yeah.
So she's our full-time entertainment at the house. Right now, it's awesome.
Isn't it crazy when they're like 5 weeks? How entertaining they are.
Oh man!
I mean, how much time do you spend just staring?
Just stare at them, yeah. And then I feel like every day she learns something new or grows and looks at you different or makes a new face, and it's just pretty. It's pretty special, man. It's kind of I would definitely say it's a cool spiritual journey to see a human be born, and the fact that you and God created that thing, and somehow just the whole concept of it's just really cool, and taking us kind of back to childhood all at the same time, and just kind of getting to relive moments and talk about, when we were younger, and then getting to watch each other raise. I feel like Haley and I have grown even closer, just getting to watch each other become parents, and
oh man,
cool time.
All of a sudden, you got a whole different reason. I know 4 dogs is a big deal.
5 dogs now. Correction.
You didn't.
We have an official doggy update.
That's a good number.
Talk to Miranda. I'll get y'all therapy together.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Well, what I got to ask you though, because it was for me. What'd you feel like when you walked out of the hospital with that baby?
Ooh, I don't know. I think it was just surreal, and it just a crazy amount of joy and excitement. And I remember feeling like the rest of the world and every other experience that was going on was just kind of in the background. You know what I mean? I felt like it was just a new level of excitement and just a kind of a feeling that's hard to explain, to be honest.
It hit me that I don't have a license for this kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a license to drive a boat on Center Hill Lake, but
I wouldn't have got a license for sure if they were handing out a license for.
Well, I guess that's why they give them to you. But man, it's such a sense of responsibility.
Yeah, man, we've been fortunate to have some. I guess the only way to get through it is ask questions and try to learn from other people that's done it before. So we got a lot of good friends that are in that chapter of their life too. So we were able to kind of take some notes and ask some questions. We felt pretty confident, but at the same time scared to death. And and then how in the world do you do this? You know?
Yeah.
But we've been learning and have a lot of fun with it.
That's it. There's not a book. There is a book. There's too many books.
Yeah.
You throw all the books away.
Yeah, exactly.
And just use your heart and your brain. And I think God did give us those skills in some weird kind of way.
For sure, 100%.
What were you thinking when you got the 5th dog?
Well, there's some thought behind this. So we have a full-time trainer that lives on our property here in Nashville, and he helps us with our 4 when we're busy, we travel. If they don't go with us.
Trainer for what?
For our dogs.
Oh, for the dogs.
Yeah, full-time dog trainer that lives in one of our houses on our property. And if we have to leave, if they can't make the flight, whatever, he'll take them. They get trained, they get worked, bite protection, home protection. They get run, they get, good, lots of love. And so our trainer bought this puppy from a buddy back in December. So we've known him since he was really young, and we kind of fell in love with him. His intention and goal was to train him up and then sell him. And so I let him know we were headed to town a couple nights ago. I said, "How's Pup?" And he sent me a picture, and he said, "Getting big, about to sell him." And I went to my wife. I said, "He's about to sell Pup, and I can't let that happen." I said, "Babe, this is my mulligan. I owe you a mulligan for whatever you want." So I called Mike, our trainer. I said, "Hey, bro, he's ours." And so we named him Sarge. And so he fits right in. He already knew our pack. He knows our land. He knows us. And so he's decently trained already. And he's rocking. He's really, really cool, good energy. And just kind of even things out. We only had 1 boy and 3 girls. Now we got 2 boys and 3 girls. And we're crazy dog people, man. I don't know. I love it.
And at what point was it, when you're thinking, okay, we want dogs that are loving, we want dogs for protection, but at what point did you feel like Chihuahuas were a good choice for that?
Never, he said.
So these are like German Shepherds.
German
or
Shepherds,
something?
yeah, German Shepherds, yep.
And the boys and the girls get along.
They do. We have sisters. They have gotten in a couple fights, so we watch them closely when they're all out. Something about sisters, man. I don't know. We've heard some stories about shepherds and sisters. Whether it's a stick or a little toy, we make sure there's nothing kind of left out that they could fight over. But for the most
figure
part,
that stuff out.
They really do. They really do.
In college, we had 21 dogs at one point living in our house. Yeah, we had
No way.
2 litters. We just took all the furniture out and put plastic all over the floor and just there was no time, day or night, that there wasn't a puppy going.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I love that.
Chicks dug it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I just remember we kept a big 50-pound bag of dog food in our kitchen. But we had a 22 on our sofa so we could see through into the kitchen, and when the rats would come to eat on the bottom of the dog food, we could pop them,
That's awesome.
Yeah, when you're in college, you don't care. But there was, with 4 or 5 grown dogs, they'd work it out at the food bowl. You just didn't stick your hand in there.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it'd get rough, and then they figured it out, Mm-hmm. We got horses now. I think dogs are much less likely to hurt themselves. We've had horses that cost, when they get to kicking, you can lose a horse like that. But,
Man.
so this new record's simple. Of course, through 20 years of Ronnie Dunn and, us doing this thing, I know you get to these certain crossroads, and I sort of feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are like, you're sort of drawing a line here, maybe in a way, going into a new sort of phase, a simple sort of a song to go. I even read something about, and I hate asking too many questions at one time, but about you guys taking some kind of medium break on social media and whatever. Is this sort of a calm down, let's relax here for a second and sort of catch a new wave sort of thing?
I think
Good
probably
question.
so. That's a great question. I
Got a
think
nod and a half a head
I
shake.
think it's
here.
more of a. Yes, BK and I we're off the road this year, off tour, and kind of getting to wear some different hats and be publishers and be husbands and be parents and be
And hit those summer festivals hard. too.
and then just play some festivals. But I think it's more just hopefully for us. I know when we were writing it, it was just a reminder to take a step back, have perspective, make sure you're staying present. And, in this day and time, I feel like it's easy to get real distracted. And whether that's with social media or any of the other hundreds of distractions out there for us. But, I think for us, it was just a headspace we were trying to get into that specific day and kind of even that year, just making sure that we're getting back to the basics, not getting it too complicated, and just making sure, we're going with our heart, and kind of living in that mindset. So for us, it's sort of a side of who we are. And I think it's just time for the world to kind of see that side. And hopefully in the meantime, they can also be reminded to just take a step back every now and then and, be in the moment and keep it simple.
You guys are going to sound like you guys. I mean,
Right.
you have, identifiable voices. I think we were also blessed with Ronnie's voice being so identifiable. So musically, it gives you a lot of freedom.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I think that's
That's a big compliment. Thank you. I mean, that's
but it
That's
is.
kinda
You
what we
got
go
your
for, you know?
sound. But it kind of makes it fun. I think when you go to think about what do we do next, it's not. You shouldn't have a huge backlash. And you started out with a real progressive music.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was going to be a backlash, you survived that, whatever it is. And it doesn't seem to, Keith Urban was in there, paid you a great compliment the other day. He said that people can talk about all the copycats on Bro Country and all that stuff, but he said, Cruise was, you guys really, you threw that out there in the beginning. So it's not like you don't have a right to do anything in that direction you don't want, that you feel like, and nobody can say anything. And it also gives you the freedom to go in other directions too. So it'd be kind of fun. I think you guys are, in a place to do anything. You got to believe in what you're doing now, and things are working good. This thing with Bebe Rexha, I mean, are you shaking your head a little bit about the success of this record?
Maybe just not really, just because we knew it was a huge song, but I think just with it not being the official plan and it happening so organically and just kind of taking off, that was like, okay, this is as good as we think, and it's cool to have that. But man, it's humbling. It's crazy. Like, I think they said like over 1 billion streams, and the fan interaction and connection when we sing it live it feels like as bigger than Cruise. It feels like that same wave.
Yeah.
And so just maybe, going into like dropping a single, everybody's like, this is a single, full force, whatever. But that song initially wasn't the plan. It dropped on her
Not
album.
even on a project of ours at all.
And so just watching it transition and become its own thing, that was a different thing for us. And it's cool to sit back and be like, damn, this thing's powerful. It's got something behind it, man.
Yeah.
And that's the fans. So that's cool, man.
That
Bring
song's-
all circles back too.
It's definitely anointed too, in some form
Yeah.
or fashion. I mean, there's no other way to explain the rise of a song like that. And with Against All Odds, I mean, Bebe put it out on her EP with a whole bunch of songs that sounded nothing like it. So it stood out like a sore thumb. And then literally Spotify blew that song up, man. And I think the hand of God was on it the whole time, because there's really it's hard to explain that. Everybody said that's not supposed to happen, and then for a song to go from pop over to country, that never happens, and that never works, and it worked. And it's just there's not a whole lot that BK and I can really do to take credit for just the power
Agree.
and the coolness of what's happened with that song, man.
It's really it's fun to see one when it catches,
Mm-hmm.
and that is kind of the social world that we live in today. And I think it's amazing that kind of stuff used to happen sort of word of mouth and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and now it just seems to there's a whole different force fire underneath those things. I went and looked at the video, which is really different. It's sort of a it's not like a theme that we haven't seen before, but the look of it is so perfect. It's like, you would expect she's hitchhiking, so she'd be all beat up and whatever like that, but she's not.
No.
She's just like,
Bebe Rexha.
perfectly dressed. Everything's immaculately set and whatever. So it's this real juxtaposition of, even in the waitress and whatever, there's no reality to it. It's a very almost Pulp Fiction
And we
kind of.
when we shot the video, we were shooting it for Bebe. We were letting her kind of lead the train and lead the ideas, and we were just kind of in the background, because at the time it was just a Bebe Rexha song that we were featured on,
And we had a show that day, only a couple hours to shoot it too.
Oh,
so
really?
So we weren't
We were just
super even
working around her.
invested in the video, and to just to see what it's done. It's awesome.
It's
man.
pop culture. I know. You look at videos and you see, this guy's got 800,000, whatever, and then you videos that are working, 5 million views, 6 million, 12 million views. That thing's got like 500 and something million views. I went and looked at it this morning and went, what?
That's crazy.
It's out of control.
It's out of control.
So it's so much fun, though, man, just to be a part of something like that. And you guys are obviously a big part of it. But we do on the Countdown show, we do streaming every week, comparing the charts to streaming.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't even know how many weeks that, it's been months. It's been number one most streamed song. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Really
man.
cool. Well, congrats with this and Perfect. I know it's, you got, I don't even know how many songs y'all put out at one time now, but those are the ones that I'm just keeping up with today.
Well, good.
We should be having some more out here in the coming weeks and months till the album drops. So
Cool. What about speaking of fashion? How's the wardrobe business?
good.
Yeah.
My wife and I's clothing line, Tribe Kelly. We we have our brick and mortar, our trading post.
Great looking store over
thank
there.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been open since December. It's going really well, and about to open up our Tribe Kelly surf post down in Florida. A little surf shop in this old house that we bought. This old historic house in Grayton Beach, Florida. So we've been working really hard. That should be open here in a couple weeks. And
You surf?
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah?
I'm picky though. It's tour season, so I ain't trying to get out in the hurricane and surf the huge waves. Man, if it's 2 to 3 foot glassy, you see a boy out there.
My son's just gotten into it. I can't get up on a surfboard. I can windsurf if I got something else to pull on.
Have you ever tried surfing with a paddle? So you're already up, and then you paddle into the wave.
Oh, no.
You need to come down to Florida, Kix.
Is that doable?
Oh, yeah.
Even for dudes like me?
Jimmy Buffett does it.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Then I can do
If
it.
Jimmy can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah. You got it.
I'm in.
You got it.
I'm in.
Yeah.
You surfing?
We did in Hawaii.
Not enough to say yes, but I do enjoy it, and but I do plan on living the surf bum life at some point in my life. I want to go to California and take
call
the
me when you do
family
that, baby.
and
Let's
go to a cool little beach surf town, and live for I don't know if it's a month or a year, but something like that, till I can learn to surf pretty good.
I love that blue water fantasy.
It's fun.
Is the winery doing
In a
good?
good way. The winery's, it's rocking.
I hear nothing but good things.
Yeah, it's doing really well. It's blown up in a good way.
Yeah. I bet it has even
And,
more.
Having a lot of fun with
That's
that.
very cool. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
11 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, we started planting grapes 15 years ago, so it's been a
That's incredible.
fun project. Gone from about 1,500 cases to probably 25,000 this year, and we sell it all there. A little bit online, but
That's amazing.
yeah, it's just turned into a big fun party out
That's
there.
awesome.
It's really fun.
Congrats.
Anytime
on that.
y'all
That's
wanna
super
go.
Cool.
But I'm down.
You know how to find me.
Heck yeah.
We'll tee it up
Sip on
out
some
there.
more
I'll give
wine.
you a full pull and
Cool.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Love that.
cool, man. Well, good to see you guys.
You
Kix,
too,
thanks for
Kix.
hanging, man.
Keep-
Appreciate it.
Keep banging on them. It's
For
working.
sure, man. Well, you too. Congrats on everything you got
All
going,
right,
and
thanks.
we'll talk soon.
All right, man.
Perfect.